Hi everybody, welcome. It's Lady Nakazawa here, and today we're going to be looking at the 4chan document, the one you all keep sending to me. I'm going to be looking at it now. So this is quite a long document. So please bear with me as I go through. We're going to step through it together. Just to reiterate, so this is a anonymous 4chaner within Nijisanji who released this information. However, please note that this is all speculation and hearsay. Do not take this as the gospel truth. And please don't bully people over this document. This is, I would treat this more as a fan fiction. You know what I mean? Also, I've been getting a lot of threatening emails to my business email about covering 4chan stuff. I'm going to do it for you guys anyway. So, guys, I've been an avid 4chaner for some time. Shout out to /Y. You guys are amazing. So I am going to be talking about the VTuber drama within Nijisanji within this document. So please, one more time, this is speculation. Okay, friends? No more angry emails to my business account. Thank you so much. Okay. Goodness. All right, guys. Let's go. All right, we're going to start at the very top left. Then this is 3 giant columns. And we're just going to go. Okay. All right. Let's begin. This was from Anonymous on February 23rd, 2024. And then it says, I take it you noticed the grassroots push to shift the narrative that I'd mentioned in a thread a couple days ago. This is only the beginning. The livers in question plan to make even bigger splash in anticipation for Elira's return to streaming. They came to the conclusion that the backlash is negligible. Nijisanji's favorite word. And they can easily control their communities within a 4-week subscriber chat, membership streams, and heavy moderation. You can see the heavy moderation already happening within the Nijisanji Reddit. So I guess this is starting. Uki Violeta has been given a suspension, but management did not specify a set duration. He is already flirting with the idea of engaging his fan base and NYF Nifco and a Twitter counterattack. The livers are trying to distance themselves while walking on eggshells. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, this is definitely something that would happen. Yes, this support the artist was premeditated PR initiative. Wow. Oh my God. No, they did not come from management because management doesn't do anything, guys. Come on. They've been discussions on Discord. Some livers took themselves to tweet. They were brainstorming ideas, checking with each other of how they should form their tweets. This is definitely well thought out, quote unquote, attack. Vox was not given a suspension. As far as I know, he simply opted to take a break, citing mental health, even though management encouraged him to have a membership stream. Enna, Millie, Elira, and Remu have clamped up. Most have no idea what they've been told, but they have indeed been separately coached by the PR managers as well as legal. Romy, Scarle, Fugar, Petra, Hex, and Melko have noticeably been more distant. Enna complained extensively about the noticeable decrease in revenue in the wake of her latest quote-unquote special stream. Some livers have taken to calling Doki Bird Dookie Bird. Oh, very original. Wow, freaking high IQ. A lot of discussion about Dramatubers on Discord, but Slack is spotless. Okay. A lot of paranoid schizophrenia manifesting as fear of typing anything out on Discord, with the livers opting to hop on voice chat, even for simple confirmations and refusals. If you have to ask any questions, ask away, so long as they don't jeopardize my OPSEC, and non-disclosure and non-disparaging agreements. Okay. So this particular anonymous has taken it upon themselves to be like, yes, AMA, 4chan, let's go. So, a Twitter counterattack against what? Also, why would they think the backlash and the Elira has lost a year's subscriber growth is negligible? And then he says, they say, livers were initially afraid of the sheer backlash making their streams unmanageable. They now believe they can comfortably moderate their streams and employ methods that make the issue moot. They believe they overstimulated the backlash they would get in their streams in the form of chat and incendiary super chats. They have lamented over the loss of subscribers, concurrent viewers, and revenue, but were considerably more afraid of their career ending. I guess I can see that. I know that people on 4chan like to joke about the 2% merchandise cuts, But the reality is that livers live very comfortable lives in comparison to what they were making in their past lives. Interesting. Interesting. It sounds like maybe some people are not so upfront about what they make. Okay. Yuki isn't suspended. He streamed with Doppio yesterday. Other than that, I'd believe that. Yuki has been suspended. This is not speculative. He mentioned it on Discord. An entire argument broke out. When a liver from Iluna asked for the duration, he replied he didn't know if there's even a set duration. You're on break, but I don't know for how long. While I don't want you to specify or reply to this post since NDA and DISA might be de-anonymized, I'm shocked that this wouldn't breach either or as is. I know for a fact this does not breach agreements because at least 2 other livers have divulged considerably more information anonymously in another website. The management was made aware, and it was concluded that they were not in breach. Okay, interesting. So it's like, these guys didn't get in trouble, so I probably won't either. I'll bite. How are they viewing the stain on their company that breached the containment in the normie sphere? Oh my god, that is like a perfect way to put it. It did breach containment into the normie sphere. We have like a lot of people like Muda covering it as well. So that's pretty funny. And also the lawyers. Oh my god, the 2 lawyer streams. Absolutely. This definitely is in the normie sphere. As soon as the tutoring/coaching session ended, PR managers that were either hired for the express purpose or PR managers from the main branch, I don't know. We have not gotten a lot of information about what happens moving forward. I know for a fact that Elira, Enna, Millie, and Rimu received more tutoring / communication, but I don't know what that entailed. They simply stressed we should go back to streaming as soon as possible, provided we are certain we can control our community and avoid infractions. That's like so sad, eh? It's just like avoiding infractions. Like it makes it seem like you just can't even talk anymore. It's like, it's like a delicate walk on eggshells. Okay, it's like surely. So this was replied. I know for a fact this does not breach agreements. Surely that would be down to clique in groupness rather than the written NDA. Frankly, this response reduces my assessments of plausibility, but I did read the NDA response preserves anonymity at least. Don't respond further on this line of discussion. And then Anonymous says, no, I genuinely know I will not be in breach of agreements because 2 other livers were effectively caught leaking information with express timelines and names, as well as directing third parties to disclose a worker's PLL? PII? I don't know. Management concluded they were not in breach. I've spoken to legal counsel and I'm not an idiot. Whoa, okay. All right. He mentioned it on Discord and the entire argument broke out. A discussion about what? Were most livers against his suspension or were they split on that? Some livers have taken to calling Dokibird Dookie Bird. Click livers only? Also, why are you doing this? Do you dislike your work at Niji, En? What are you trying to accomplish? Do you hold a grudge? Why not just quit? Very, very plausible. Very makes sense why someone would ask this. Okay. An argument about Dramatubers, the nature of and lamentations about white people. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense because that was bad. I personally have seen 6 people type the pet name out on Discord. I don't know if there are more that have used it in voice calls. I gave my 2-week notice more than 4 months ago. Interestingly enough, that's not how it works at Nijisanji VTUBER. Shame on me for not carefully reading the contract. That is insane that you can actually you can quit, but then like you're not allowed to quit until a certain time. I just like walk out of there. This is ridiculous. I know kind of laws I guess in Japan are a little bit different than in North America, but this is literally like this is such a an HR like oopsie for like just like here's my 2-week notice. You can't quit yet. Why not? Because we're not ready for you to quit yet. It's like, well, I want to quit. I put in my notice. This is just so bizarre. Because, like, this is what would happen, right? You get a disgruntled employee leaking information. I mean, it sounds pretty plausible. But anyways, like I mentioned, guys, this is also speculation and hearsay. But we're going to keep reading the document because it's funsies. Okay. When do the next 2 graduations happen / are announced? Did they move it because you leaked it? And personal rat was Rosemi Selen's manager, and why is that she seems to feel guilty? I was wondering if she was just pushing info as a manager and was just following orders ever since the follow the rose comment you made, assuming you're actually LK. Ignore the second one if that is dangerous for you. And then, so the anonymous replies. It was another liver that leaked the graduations. I never used the LK alias and alien of any of my posts. No, Roseme was not a manager. Roseme was never quite in the clique, but she was a satellite. Worst she's done was nervous laughs when coworkers were disparaged in front of her. It's up to you whether you deem her an accessory or a victim. I never liked how they treated her. It reminds me of Nina's treatment before she unfortunately embraced it and fell in line. Embraced it and fell in line. I did not make the Follow the Rose post. I have only made 2 posts regarding Roseme, and it was about the Save Me Pink Girl tweet and about how characterizing her as in cahoots was not accurate. Interesting. Okay, so here's another question. Did the livers discuss they should answer baiters on Twitter? Did they really think that would be a good idea? Did they try counseling PR first? And 2, is Scarle really being bullied somehow, like some Anons like to believe? Yes, there were lengthy discussions. And they still managed to goof up. Oh my god. Scarle is not really associating too closely with coworkers. Understandably, she's keeping a professional demeanor, is polite to everyone, and generally accommodating. She distanced herself after the livers grouped up and effectively pressured her to make up with another liver to signal how close they were. Gross. This is not uncommon in Nijisanji. These types of interventions are commonplace. That is horrible. That is horrible. Are people turning on each other? Is there a chance we get to see a public splat between livers? No, people are not really turning on each other. People are distancing themselves and creating tight-knit groups while maintaining the veneer of a big functional family. Oh God, that's terrible. I can see that though, right? I don't know if that's more of like a personality thing, or like just like maybe like a, you know, I feel like maybe in North America you're like, I'm roasting this person, but maybe in Japan they just don't do that. And then whose idea was it for the black screen? Talent or the management? The famous black screen video. I don't know, to be honest. Elira talked with the main branch. Then after some back and forth, she, Millie, and Vox decided, told us to retweet this stream. I presume some livers watched it before retweeting and quoting it, but I didn't. I can kind of see like why the black screen. I mean, like, can you imagine like being the artist who like drew whatever art there was that's just in the middle of a controversy? I mean, I'd be pretty peeved. So I guess the black screen kind of made sense. It just made it more like ominous and strange. All right, here is the we're at the top of the second column, guys. Bear with me on this speculation hearsay post. Okay, so here's another question. Is she even playing Final Fantasy XIV alone when Millie has been collabing with others like Fulgar and Vanta? And then it says, Anons, look at the top. It's even in the same server. They can't even put up the excuse of using different servers. They actually don't want her in. Explain. You were spot on your deductions in that thread. I have nothing to add. Ooh, so that is essentially a confirmation of that she's playing it alone because she's not allowed in their server. That sucks. Boo. Okay, so here the anonymous is quoting, "Hey, you gave your 2-week notice 4 months ago. It's like, shit, you can't quit. How long are you going to be stuck at Niji for? When you finally manage to graduate, how will we know who you are? I'd like to support you if you keep streaming." So this is kind of like baiting. Like, this is kind of like, hey, who are you? Hey, who are you? So this is, let's see if they take the bait. I know you have been joking about a queue. Well, there is effectively a queue. You can technically leave, but that you open yourself up for liability, suits, and severance fines. That sucks. Oh my God. Can you imagine like leaving a terrible work environment and then like being like, hey, here's your $20,000 legal bill because you broke contract, ass. And you're just like, oh, this is terrible. Like, this absolute terrible company. I don't think I'll go back to streaming after this, at least for a good while. Ugh, this is so sad. Nijisanji's just like eating people up and spitting them out. This is terrible. So terrible. Okay, another question. Are you the only liver that you know of that tried to give your notice but got effed by the contract and is now stuck there? I know of only 2 livers that confirmed talking to HR about a contract termination. There could be more, but I'm keeping virtually everyone at arm's length. That makes sense. Okay. Please tell me Doppio is a good guy. We're not close, but he appears to be a good guy. No issues whatsoever. Not going to say more, lest you figure out my gen. Smart. Okay, okay. So yeah, so the leaker, we're getting a little bit closer to the leaker's identity. They are a VTuber within Nijisanji, but they're not telling you anymore because they don't want you to figure out which generation, which wave they came from. Okay, because I mean, every wave has like maybe like I don't know, like 10 to 12 people. So I mean, you could kind of narrow it down. Okay. And then so this anonymous says, Millie and Vox totally retweet the stream. I presume livers were retweeting and quoting, but I didn't. Were some livers upset that after they found out about the content of said stream, did anyone feel betrayed? I'm sure I would feel. You appear to be assuming on a live stream. You appear to be assuming it was a live stream. Oh, this was a pre-recorded. Interesting. Okay. Then this person asks, it's a bit more personal, and I don't expect you to know, but what's with Kodoka? Is it mental issues? Is she distancing herself, or is she suspended? Sorry, no idea. We were told something stress-related, and she only mentioned stepping back from mental health issues. This is terrible. Do you notice a common pattern here? Do you notice a common theme? That a lot of, like, Nijisanji and livers have to, like, take a step back from mental health? Perhaps this company is shite. Perhaps it's a black company like we all talked about. Poor thing. That's terrible. Millie, is she part of management as well? There's no actual concrete management in Nijisanji En. How do you not have a management, like, pyramid of like, responsibilities? This is insane. This is, like, totally, like, it's kind of like Nijisanji just, like, threw on the En branch last minute and completely unplanned, and they didn't really care. It definitely shows they didn't care. Because just, like, there's not even any, like, hey, here, who's the boss? I don't know. Stupid. For the regular livers, the closest thing to a manager is Elira. Millie and Enna are her little helpers. Unless, of course, you want to jump through hoops trying to ping people on Slack and being passed around all while receiving contradictory instructions. This is terrible. How do you not have a manager? This is ridiculous. I'm assuming this is the same person. Yes, this was the post I made. So, like, they made... I can't zoom anymore, guys. It's, like, teeny tiny. So, I guess this person made this shape of a post. All right. I know you have been joking about the queue. There's effectively a queue. Okay. So, like, okay. So, blah, blah, blah. So this is essentially, they're kind of quoting what this anonymous said already. How long is the queue? Is it just for Niji En, or do you have to wait for Japanese graduations too? A liver had to wait close to a year, and another one had to wait over 6 months. Beats me. This is ridiculous. How do you have to wait a year to quit a shitty job? Like, that is impossible. That is impossible to even fathom that you have to wait to quit. Like, if I'm quitting now. I'm packing up my shit and I'm leaving. Like, this is insane. Like, I can't even like think about it. This is crazy. Okay. Are you aware of any communications from up above other than PR people and those you've mentioned already? Elira is in communications with the main branch as well as Nijisanji En managers that, interestingly enough, can't really speak English. And I don't know the specifics on who she's in contact with or what that entails. That is, oh my god. How do you not have one English-speaking person for the Nijisanji En branch? It drives me crazy. As for the rest of us, we talked with HR during orientation, onboarding managers, and the PR managers just recently. So it doesn't really say anything, but okay. Has there been any communications or fallout from Japanese management? The fact that the CEO himself made a video bowing and addressing the situation shows that they're at least a bit concerned about the entire shit show. Also, just curious on how the whole debacle has affected the newly joined livers like Victoria. She seems to be sliding with the company. If what you're saying is true, regardless, it's going to be a massive uphill battle for them. And then the anonymous replies again. The only communication we've ever gotten was in the form of a tutorial debriefing from the PR team. Again, Elira, Enna, Millie, and Rimu got further communication, but I don't know what that entailed. Newer members are understandably not intimate with how things work and might believe most, if not all, of what is happening is not representative of reality. They might genuinely believe their quote-unquote family is infallible and everything is an elaborate mischaracterization. You cannot overestimate ignorance and perceived notions. Oh, goodness. God bless their naive hearts. Are you upset with your fans for defending the company? I'm assuming you don't let them know about your unfortunate situation, but are you looking for options outside, like a real-world job, trade, etc.? And then, so anonymous replies, I'm effectively living a double life. I have emotionally distanced myself enough to not let it affect me too much. Yes, I am actively considering my options and making plans. Oh my God. Can you imagine just like just turning off your emotions just because it's so painful to deal with? You're like, yeah, I got to distance myself or I'll go freaking insane. But like people can tell. People can tell if you've emotionally distanced. You know what I mean? Like in streams, because people who've like watched you for a long time, they'll be like, that's a little bit different. So like, I wonder if anyone's noticed anything different about their particular liver. Maybe you can pinpoint who this person is. All right. So another question is, I know I'm just an anon, but for your own mental health, it sounds like it's time to lawyer up, solicit up more than you will have already to see if you can mitigate your exposure and perhaps grit your teeth and set aside some of your rainy day fund to pay out the minimum fine possible. That sucks. That sucks that you have to pay to get out of a contract. This is ridiculous. Getting ahead of a potential Selen-esque smear by priming your trusted contacts with social media followings to get a message out and soften your reputational damage wouldn't hurt either, even if you plan on taking a break from streaming for a while. Good luck. And then they said, so the anonymous replied, this was the first thing I did. Fortunately, I have a solid support structure outside of the industry, which includes family and real life friends. Oh, that's good. I guess that's good. But yeah, it doesn't sound like that they're willing to pay the fine, so they'll just wait it out. Last question for me. Have the livers ever talked about harassment that Zaion got when she was terminated? Did any of them feel bad about throwing her under a bus? Were Fiona and Koka encouraged to talk bad about her? Expressing solidarity or coming to the defense of Zaion is verboten. I don't know what verboten is. Verboten in Nijisanji VTUBER. You have to realize what the culture is like. I'm sure a lot of us were awestruck when she was terminated over such a minor infraction, but no one outwardly expressed it. There is only one quote-unquote correct opinion. The opinion of our corporate overlords. Question. Why are you feeling so comfortable and sharing so many details? They could easily guess who you are. Aren't you worried about it? And they cannot afford action against me even if they manage to figure out who I am. What I am doing is considerably more benign than what others have done without so much as getting a suspension. This is the favoritism all over again. And then it says, are there any organs openly seething about organs, like I'm like organs, okay, I think when they mean organs they mean like organizations. Okay, are there any organs openly seething about Doki's success? I'm not asking for names, I'm just wondering if there are any. Yes, predictably, very much so. Yay, stick him to them, Doki. All right. And then this anonymous says, I do have a couple of questions. Have the livers that are still inside the company changed their feelings towards it? For example, have they been talking back against management more often or expressed their disappointment in it? And second, have any of them supported the decisions made by the graduated or terminated livers like Pomu or Selen? Yes, jokes about the branch shutting down and going unemployed are something of a regular pastime. Oh, that's awful. They never quite go as far as to attack the company, but they let it slip often. The only correct stance is to bemoan the damage Selen has done and how, even though her qualms are justified, no one dares to minimize it outright. The Dramatubers and toxic aunties blew it out of proportion and mischaracterized the whole ordeal. This is the gestalt. I don't know what that means. They often qualify how serious and scary suicide is, only to proceed with besmirch and attack Selen's character. Duplicity is a forte of many. So I guess that's kind of like two-faced vibes. I think that's kind of what that's trying to say. All right, guys, we're on to the last column of the document, that is speculation and hearsay. I'm saying it a few times on purpose so that you guys don't come after me, please. All right. Is Elira the sole liaison between the EN Japanese management, or is there anyone else with their enough clout/trust with the actual management who can match her? Because it sounds to me that she's been selling herself as the perfect subordinate, and since Japan's culture has heavy focus on willing senpai-kohai thing, is that how she has the powers that she does? And then, let's see here. I know that Petra used to help out at first, but she withdrew and stopped engaging. I don't know what transpired. Interesting. Well, I mean, you don't usually withdraw unless you're, like, peeved about something, so... I mean, that would make an interesting conclusion. But okay. What happened to the 3D pipeline that keeps it stuck with Obsidia that still have not have. Hold on. What happened to the 3D pipeline that keeps it stuck with Obsidia still having nothing a solid year later? Has there been any revolt or any other unpleasant reactions for this long wait? Just a lot of confusion and disappointment. It's not even a major point of discussion, all things considered. This is terrible. Like, how... your fans come first. There should not be confusion and disappointment. Everything should be straightforward. It's kind of ridiculous that this even is a problem. Okay, let's see here. Any talks or rumors about planning new attacks on Doki and a long shot on Sayu? I suspect they're going to keep fabricating PR initiatives and grassroots stunts. A recently graduated liver expressly agreed to get in touch with influencers on Twitter personalities after all. That's kind of, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, these grassroots stunts, I don't know if they're going to work, but all right. What happened with Scarle stuff? Did they take it down? Did management make her? If you're referring to the Valentines, it was most likely communication and time management. If you're referring to the hearted comment, she was technically reprimanded. Wow. And no action was taken, and it was not considered to be a major infraction. Management cannot afford to make martyrs out of livers. Oh, goodness. I suspect they are going to keep fabricating PR initiatives and grassroots stunts. Recently graduated liver expressly agreed to get in touch with influencers and Twitter personalities. Okay. Fucking kill the snake. Whoa. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. So that was someone took Anonymous's reply, and they replied back that they suspect it's Kyo. Hi, Leaker-san. Considering that you've said Elira is the manager of EN, how is the thought process on collaborating with VTubers from indies and other companies like Hollow, EN, and VShoujo, etc.? Are you, like, not allowed or stop collaborating with others in the meantime? Just to add, does the Height collab cancellation affect the talents that should have been benefited? Thanks. We don't have the freedom to collaborate with talents of our choosing. We are assigned collaborations. Woo! Interesting. It is management's purview exclusively. Yes, it immediately affects the 3 talents negatively. Goodness. That's crazy that, like, you can't even collab with the people that you want to collab with. These are hand-picked collabs. Can we get the name or hint as to the next graduation is? I honestly don't know, because even though there's a queue, the places in the queue are not known to me. Oh my god, that's crazy. Do you know if there's an internal investigation finished and if they're going to terminate Elira and the clique or not? Well, when it comes to us that are only tangentially relevant, the investigation is probably finished. I don't know about the ones directly impacted. So quote unquote internal investigation, which is usually a bunch of BS. But anyways, do people feel Selen overreacted, or is there non-Discord communication that things are bad? No one is callous or bold enough to assert that. Ooh! Because that is a big deal in this culture. But many have insinuated that she overacted or that the Dramatubers made it a bigger deal than it is. There are some that even tactically asserted that what is alleged in the document does not actually constitute harassment because there was no physical violence employed. Oh my god. If there's physical violence, that's an even bigger problem. Some people are genuinely morally insolvent or solipsistic. Okay. Goodness. I don't know what that means either, but okay. It is obvious that graduated liver is Kyo, confirmed by Daft's recent attacks against Doki. Anons keep copying about Pomu's solidarity with Doki, but her interactions with non-Nina, who had no problem being friendly with not Kyo, made believe she is likely to open side with Elira and then do more with Doki. Nina was the recipient of very much same flavor of flavor harassment as Selen. Is terrible. But she quickly internalized her place in the hierarchy. Ugh! Selen was independent, ambitious, and honest. This was her gravest sin. Oh my god. Ah! The nail that sticks out gets hammered in. This is so terrible. Like, the thing is, like, you guys are in entertainment, right? So, like, you'd think that, like, an entertaining, independent, ambitious person would be, like, your best candidate to be the best VTuber. So, it kind of blows your mind a little bit. It's just like, fall in line. That's an interesting way for them to put it. The flavor of harassment. That is, terrible flavor. Terrible. Okay. The next one says, my assumption is that there would be a complete rebranding and restructuring of Niji Global or something. Terminations and graduations would be baked into the announcement as a change of contract issue and variable attrition as the company streamlines, or some other horse poop. Basically, it rips a band-aid off for investors and allows Riku to pretend he's in some kind of control while also pointing an optimistic future. This is in the pipeline, isn't it? And then the anonymous replies, yes, actually, the PR team spoke of restructuring, new management structure, and onboard psychologist. That's a great idea. This is something I expanded on in the previous thread, if I remember correctly. This needs to be done. Yeah, definitely a new management structure is needed. And definitely, if you have so many people going on mental health leaves, you definitely need like an onboard person. Absolutely. Has Selen been a target for a while, or are the efforts against her limited to only a few months? It became noticeable to me early last spring. Ooh, wow. This has been an ongoing vendetta. And then this looks like I can't see. This is like an Excel document. I can't really see. But anyways, it says, she herself said on Twitter back in May last year she had been denied an assistant, guessing this has something to do with it. And then someone asks, can I ask a wild card question? Vox didn't know what was on the recording. Someone may have given him the impression that it was far more damaging than it was. Do you think it was stitched up? Because I'm not kindred, Henyai's my Oshi Dazu. And after Doki said what it was, I think someone fed him BS deliberately. And the anonymous replies, no, Vox did read the transcript of the recording, but he was under the impression the recording included their entire interaction. In reality, it included a couple of minutes of mostly sound checking and small talk. Okay, interesting. I don't know if that's actually, I don't know if that's actually true, because I thought the sound recording may have been like I know that's what Doki said, that it was like a sample, but like small talk about what? Was it bullying small talk? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people kind of overlook the sound clip. I wonder if maybe it actually has more and people are just trying to like brush it along. Anyways, okay, let's continue. Do you feel there's enough text in Discord if it leaks to the public, it would doom the branch? As of right now, no. If you asked me in January, it would have been a definite yes. Things have been squeaky cleaned from the Discord. Interesting. So was the responsible, so the one, okay, so this is a question. So was the one responsible for Hollow Collab block early on Elira or someone else in upper management? What was the reasoning? I don't know. What I know is the average liver is told to jump and the only correct response is how high. I don't know how someone like Elira with her connections and reach handles things. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, they said earlier that the collabs are handpicked, so that kind of sucks. All right, this is the last question from the big mega leak. Given that, then you might not be able to or want to answer this very dumb question. You can plead the fifth. Who effed over Pomu's dream? My assumption is Japan management. I lived out there for 7 years. I know that no is the automatic reaction to anything that deviates from the manual. It would generally break my heart to find it was Nijisanji quote-unquote management. Miscommunication and covert sabotage. As trite as many of you might have already surmised. It has to do with whom the face of the branch is supposed to be, coupled with general incompetence. Incidentally, it goes well beyond an MGS promotional initiative. All right, guys, that is the entire humongo document from the 4chan leaker who is within Nijisanji. Apparently, we'll never know the truth because everything is anonymous, and rightfully so. I mean, understandably, you don't want to get in trouble. However, this could also be a humongous fabrication with many, like red herrings and different choose your own adventure books. Anyways, guys, so this was the entire document. Thank you so much, everyone who tagged me in it, and thank you, everyone who sent it to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support, and please no more hate mail. Thank you. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments below what was the most shocking thing from this document that you found out. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think that it's real or do you think that it's fake? Let me know in the comments below. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Give me a like and a share. Likes are very important for my channel. It's because my tiny channel exposure and I need your help to defeat NDAs. So like my stuff. If you want to watch me on Twitch, I stream every day. Twitch.tv/Lydia VTuber. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Mwah. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching the video. Shout out to my patrons that help make these videos possible. If you want to help support the channel, you can always join me at Patreon, subscribe to me on Twitch, or become a member on YouTube. I also have links to merch in the description below. As always, I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!